If you've been looking for a sub that hits hard, doesn't take up much space, and looks nice, I will be showcasing and reviewing this KICKER 10-inch thin profile subwoofer. After installing a high-end JVC floating head unit in my car, I decided to add a subwoofer to round out the system. If you check out the video description, you will find links to that head unit and this subwoofer. My only requirement was that the subwoofer was small but powerful, and as you can see, as I remove it from the box, this subwoofer is definitely small. Included, you will find mounting hardware that can come in handy when securing the subwoofer in the trunk or wherever it will be installed. Depending on what you intend to do, you may need more or different mounting hardware. There's no denying this sub is very nicely built and beautiful as well. The square design of the cone sets it apart somewhat, and those red accents make the overall design pop. The terminals for the amp speaker wires are on the left side. You will be hard pressed to find any flaws upon close inspection of the subwoofer. Here's the KICKER 10-inch sub on the left next to my last sub, the Rockford Fosgate R2S. While that sub was definitely nice, I wanted more than the 200 watts RMS it provided. But aside from power, the KICKER is definitely a better looking sub. It comes in at around 27 pounds and the enclosure is sealed. I'm a fan of sealed enclosures over ported ones because I like my bass tight and controlled versus the boomy bass that you get from a ported enclosure. So the looks are nice, but how does the sub perform? This KICKER subwoofer will present the amp 2 ohms of impedance. This low impedance means the sub will hit hard and be loud. In fact, it is rated for 500 watts RMS, which is the power that it will be able to play at continuously without damaging itself, but it can go as high as 1000 watts max. That max number should just be disregarded as it is never a good indication of the ultimate performance of the sub. Since you're buying a 500 watt RMS sub, you should match it with an amp that can provide at least 500 watts at 2 ohms. Otherwise, you are selling yourself short of what the sub can deliver. I'm using this Rockford Fosgate R500X1D, which puts out those 500 watts that the KICKER sub needs. So it is a perfect match. Regardless of what amplifier you end up with, the most important part would be tuning your system and setting the gains properly. Not only so that it sounds nice, but also to avoid damage to your components. I'll link to a gain setting video on my other channel that you can check out if you are interested in that process. The sub is perfect for small cars or trucks, and at least for my taste, it is more than enough and does vibrate the whole car. I have it installed in a 2020 Subaru WRX, and in this car it fits just right, mounting it to the backside of the rear seat. I used the hardware that was included and secured the sub to the seat right there. With some measuring, I worked it so that it sits on the trunk floor when the seat is up. The important thing, regardless of the car you have, is that it is secure. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this sub. The right songs really vibrate the car even when you're driving on the highway. You get a pretty powerful sub that doesn't take up much room in the trunk. If you've already upgraded your head unit, the sub will really bring it to life. As much as I'd like to play some sample music, it's just pointless because you'd have to hear it through the same subwoofer in order to see what it sounds like. But for most people who appreciate fill bass with the ability to turn it up a notch here and there, this subwoofer will be more than enough. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think below, and if you appreciate this video, I would appreciate a like and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. See you next video. Take care.